Have you ever worked really hard on something? Maybe it was a school project, a work assignment, or even a personal goal you set for yourself. You put in countless hours, dedicating your time and energy to make sure everything was perfect. You felt the weight of the task on your shoulders, but you were determined to see it through. Did you ask your friends for help? Sometimes, when the workload becomes overwhelming, we turn to those around us for support. We hope that our friends, family, or colleagues will lend a hand and make the journey a little easier. You might have approached them with a hopeful heart, explaining the importance of the task and how much their assistance would mean to you. But what if they all said no? Imagine the disappointment and frustration you would feel. You might start to doubt yourself and the feasibility of completing the task alone. The rejection could be disheartening, making you question whether it's worth continuing. Yet deep down, you know that giving up isn't an option. You have a goal, and you are determined to achieve it, no matter the obstacles. Would you give up? Or would you do it yourself? This is the moment of truth. It's a test of your resilience and determination. You decide to push forward, relying on your own strength and resourcefulness. You roll up your sleeves and get to work, knowing that the road ahead will be challenging but also rewarding. Each step you take, each task you complete, brings you closer to your goal. That's what the story of the Little Red Hen is all about. The Little Red Hen is a classic tale that teaches us the value of hard work and self-reliance. In the story, the hen finds a grain of wheat and decides to plant it. She asks her friends for help, but they all refuse. Undeterred, she goes ahead and does all the work herself, from planting to harvesting. It's a story about hard work and doing things yourself. The Little Red Hen's journey is a testament to the power of perseverance and dedication. Despite the lack of support from her friends, she manages to accomplish her goal and enjoys the fruits of her labor. This story reminds us that while it's wonderful to have help, we are capable of achieving great things on our own. So the next time you find yourself facing a daunting task, remember the Little Red Hen and her unwavering determination. You too can overcome challenges and succeed through your own hard work and effort. Once upon a time, there was a little red hen. She was a small but spirited bird, with bright red feathers that glistened in the sunlight. Her eyes sparkled with determination, and her beak was always busy pecking at something or the other. She was known far and wide for her industrious nature and her unwavering commitment to her work. She lived on a farm with a cat, a dog, and a horse. The farm was a picturesque place, with rolling green fields, a cozy barn, and a clear blue sky overhead. The cat was sleek and graceful. The dog was loyal and friendly, and the horse was strong and majestic. They all had their own unique qualities, but they shared one thing in common. The Little Red Hen was very hard-working. Every morning she would wake up at the crack of dawn, ready to take on the day's tasks. She would cluck cheerfully as she went about her work, her tiny feet moving swiftly across the ground. She would plant seeds, water the crops, and tend to the garden with great care and precision. She liked to keep busy. There was always something to be done on the farm, and the Little Red Hen took pride in her work. She would gather grains, organize the farm tasks, and ensure that everything was in order. Her dedication and hard work were evident in the bountiful harvests and the well-kept farm. The cat, the dog, and the horse, however, were very lazy. They preferred to spend their days lounging around, basking in the warm sun. The cat would curl up in a cozy spot and nap for hours. The dog would stretch out on the grass and doze off, and the horse would stand idly in the stable, enjoying the peace and quiet. They liked to lie around all day. While the Little Red Hen was busy working, they would simply watch her from their comfortable spots, showing no interest in helping out. They were content with their lazy lifestyle, and they saw no reason to change. The Little Red Hen, on the other hand, knew that hard work was the key to a successful and fulfilling life. One day, the Little Red Hen was walking in the forest. She found a raspberry bush. The bush was full of juicy red raspberries. The Little Red Hen was very excited. These raspberries would make a delicious cake, she thought.
Who will help me pick these raspberries?
Not I. Not I.
Not I.
They all went back to sleep. Section 5. The Little Red Hen works hard. In a quaint little farm nestled between rolling hills and lush green fields, lived a diligent and industrious hen known to everyone as the Little Red Hen. She was always busy, always on the move, and always had a project in mind. Today she was carrying a basket of fresh, juicy raspberries she had picked from the nearby forest. The sun was shining brightly, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers. The Little Red Hen was determined to make something special with her raspberries. The Little Red Hen was disappointed. She had asked her friends, the lazy dog, the sleepy cat, and the noisy duck, to help her with her tasks, but they all refused. They were too busy lounging around, enjoying the warm sun and taking naps. The Little Red Hen felt a pang of sadness and frustration. She had hoped for a little help, a little companionship, but it seemed she was on her own. However, she didn't let this disappointment deter her. She knew that hard work and perseverance would pay off in the end, but she didn't give up. With a determined cluck, she set her mind to the task at hand. She knew that if she wanted to enjoy the fruits of her labor, she would have to put in the effort herself. She took a deep breath, straightened her feathers, and got to work. The Little Red Hen was not one to back down from a challenge. She was resilient and resourceful, and she knew that with a little bit of hard work, she could achieve anything she set her mind to. She went back to the forest and picked all the raspberries herself. The forest was a magical place filled with the sounds of chirping birds and rustling leaves. The Little Red Hen moved swiftly through the underbrush, her keen eyes scanning for the ripest berries. She filled her basket to the brim, her heart swelling with pride at her accomplishment. The raspberries were plump and juicy, and she knew they would make a delicious treat. As she made her way back to the farm, she couldn't help but feel a sense of satisfaction. She had done it all by herself, and that made the reward even sweeter. She then went to the mill. The old mill stood at the edge of the farm, its wooden blades creaking in the gentle breeze. The Little Red Hen had been here many times before, and she knew the miller well. He was a kind old man, who always had a smile and a kind word for her. Today she was here to grind her raspberries into flour. The miller greeted her warmly and helped her set up the millstone. As the millstone turned, the raspberries were ground into a fine, fragrant flour. The Little Red Hen watched in awe as the vibrant red flour poured out, ready to be used in her baking. She ground the raspberries into flour. The process was mesmerizing, and the Little Red Hen couldn't help but feel a sense of accomplishment. She had taken a simple basket of raspberries and transformed them into something entirely new. The flour was soft and fragrant, and she knew it would make the perfect base for her cake. She thanked the miller for his help and carefully packed the flour into a sack. With a grateful cluck, she made her way back to the farm, her mind already buzzing with ideas for her next creation. She collected eggs from her chickens. The chicken coop was bustling with activity as the hens clucked and scratched at the ground. The Little Red Hen greeted her feathered friends and carefully gathered the eggs. Each egg was a precious gift, and she handled them with the utmost care. She knew that these eggs would be the key ingredient in her cake, giving it a rich and fluffy texture. As she collected the eggs, she couldn't help but feel a sense of gratitude for her hard-working hens. They were her partners in this endeavor, and she was proud of the work they had done together. Finally, she baked a delicious raspberry cake. The kitchen was filled with the warm, inviting aroma of baking cake. The Little Red Hen worked diligently, mixing the raspberry flour with the eggs and other ingredients. She poured the batter into a pan and placed it in the oven, her heart racing with anticipation. As the cake baked, she cleaned up the kitchen and prepared a beautiful table setting. When the cake was finally done, she carefully removed it from the oven and let it cool. The cake was a masterpiece with a golden crust and a soft, moist interior. The Little Red Hen couldn't wait to share it with her friends, hoping that they would finally see the value of hard work and determination. Section 6. The smell of success. The smell of the baking cake filled the air. It wafted all the way back to the farm. The cat, the dog, and the horse all woke up. They followed their noses to the kitchen.
Oh, Little Red Hen, what a delicious smell. May we have some cake?
May we have some cake?
May we have some cake?
Section 8. No cake for lazy friends.
No, I picked the raspberries, I made the flour, I baked the cake. I will eat the cake.
And so she did. Section 9. The importance of hard work. The Little Red Hen teaches us that it's important to work hard. It also teaches us that it's okay to do things ourselves. We shouldn't rely on others to do everything for us. Remember, the satisfaction of a job well done is the